Okay, super duper overtime here. I think we're just going to go 75 minutes on this, or less. So I had to label each group of 3 strings. So this is the top 3 strings here. Let's zoom in. Of course, this is the top string. There's the top string. Okay? And then there's the top 3 strings. Okay, then there's the bottom 3 strings. Then there's the upper middle 3 strings. And then there's the lower middle 3 strings, and then the bottom string. But how did I decide to do it? Well, remember when we had our class on how to identify where a string shape is, how to go around the circle. Say the bottom string shape, bass string shape. Okay, the next string up, which is the bottom string of the lower 3 string, is going to be root plus 3, the string shape 5th. Okay, then we're going to go to the next string up. This is string 3, which is the bottom string of the upper middle 3 strings, which is root minus 1. So if we're in the G box 6, 7 root, we go to root plus 3. Okay, let's look at 6 here. 7 root 2, or 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to the 2 box on the next string. 2, 3, 4. Not 2 box, the 2 string shape. But it's all about building patterns from strings. That's also important. We touched on that earlier in the lesson. Okay, now the third string up is going to be root minus 1. Now don't worry about groups of strings anymore. Let's just worry about which string is what string. So we have, let's say, our G box here. Okay, so we have 6, 7 root. The first string is going to be 2, 3. The second string is going to be 2, 3, 4. Because 6, 7 root is root plus 3 is the second string. So here's root. Now we're doing an Aeolian mode. The root is Aeolian, right? Okay, so root plus 3 is going to be the next string. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to have the D right there. And then the third string up is going to be root minus 1. Here's root minus 1, because remember, it's a scalar minus 1. It's not minus a chromatic tone. It's minus a scalar tone. So if we're in the key of C, it's minus 1 of the white notes, like that. So we go from 6 to 5 there. It's going to be the third string. It's going to be 5. Okay, so it's the A string shape, 5 or 5, 6, 7. So it's root, bass string shape, root plus 3, okay, which is a string shape 5th, so the 5th of the G string shape there, because 6, 7 root, the Aeolian is the G string shape, because when you play a G down here, E becomes the 6th of that root. Okay, so then we move on to the 4th string. So which one's going to be the 4th string? Okay, we should have something for the 4th string. Is going to be the next pentatonic. Alright, so the upper 3 strings, the 4th string is the bass string of the upper 3 strings, because there's 4, 5, 6. That's going to be the next pentatonic, or R minus 1. Now, I thought we did R minus 1 already. So let's look at it. We've got root plus 3, root minus 1. The 4th string is going to be the next pentatonic, would it be, or what? Okay, yeah, my bad there. The 4th string is going to be, yeah, it was my bad there. The 4th string is going to be right here, the next caged advance. Okay, because the fourth string is right here. Here's the 6 of them. Alright, so we were looking at the upper middle 3 strings is right here. Okay, the D, the G, and the B strings. And the fourth string is going to definitely be our G string. That's going to be root plus 2 or the next caged. So we go from, say, let's try it from A string shape. Okay, let's look at A string shape on the bottom there. If we could kind of find it over here. We got A string shape. Then we go to the 5th of A string shape is the E string shape or root E string shape. Then we would go to A minus 1, which is the 4C string shape. Okay, we're doing it modal now. Now we're doing it modal, not long patterns. We should be doing it short patterns, which would be A would be 5, 6, 5th of A or A plus 3. The starting note plus 3 is going to be the C string shape. Right there is actually the E string shape. 5th of A is E, because the A build is the diatonic is. Okay, so we start on the A, we go to its 5th or root plus 3. Okay. Pentatonic is just like this. Then we go to root minus 1 because we're in a Mixolydian build here. So then we go to this guy. Okay. Then we go to the next pentatonic. This is what I'm saying. So it goes up. We went to root minus 1 to the 4th. Then we go to the next pentatonic. Oh, minus 1 is the next pentatonic. Okay, so if you're on A and you're going to F, like that, you're going to the 4C rather, that's the next pentatonic advance, which would be, A would go to that C. Cage, C-A-G. A would go to C as pentatonic. A goes to C, okay? In cage, C would go to A. In pentatonic, A goes to C. Get it right, get it right. So that's the next pentatonic is root minus 1, the 3rd string. The 4th string is the next cage. Now let's get back to reality here. Root string 1, bottom, 2, 3, 4th string is the next cage, or root plus 2. Here's root plus 2. There's an E, the next caged. The A shape is going to go to G, right? You would think A would go to G, so it would be the next caged. A should go to G. Now, why is that going to, let's see, root plus 2. It's going to the E string shape. Let's look at that 4th string. It's going to that G string shape there. Okay, so this could be wrong. Well, okay, we're gonna have to finish this up. So if we're in the E string shape here, 7 root 2 right there, the 4th string is going to be the next caged. In cage, C-A-G-E-D, goes to the D string shape, 2, 3, 4. Starting on 7, the first note of that string shape, plus 2 is root 2. That's where we get our 2 there. So that's how we figure out what string shape we're on, okay, from the bass. From any string shape now, we're going to start a triad. So that's what the secret is. That no matter what string you're on, you can start the triad from there. And you just need to know what string shape you're on. So again, if you're in the C box right here, you know the 4th string is going to be the next cage. C goes to A, you'll be on this, and then you know there's a 5 there, and you can just start a 5, root 3 from there. That's how we build them. Hey, we got to cut it short. It's been a good lesson. We'll get back to this topic about building triads from a string shape. Thanks for paying attention and listening, and good luck to you.